class.
역시.
Hey, welcome to Taekook Fake Time. For the first, let's talk about BTS Army Calendar Japan Fan Gift. From these three pictures, I believe all of you have already know what the differences between Taekook and others. This is Sope and this is Taekook. The difference space was really clear, right? And then this is Namjin with their president shipper Jimin, and this is Taekook. The difference space is really clear. In here, in Sope just playing with the two of them only. But it seems like Yoongi and Jihope doesn't really want to be really close. But with Taekook it's same. They playing just the two of them. But it seems like they doesn't want the space between them. And this is Namjin and Jimin playing the three of them together. And in another episode, we have Taekook playing in one team with Yoongi. So they have to play the three of them together. It have to be same. They play the three of them together, but the space was really different. In here, in Namjin, they play normally with the normal distance. But in Taekook, even there was Yoongi there, it seems like Taekook always find a way to be together. Taekook always find a way to close to each other. Even there is Yoongi in the middle of them. Actually, if we're looking at it, Namjin position is almost same with Taekook position in here. But it seems like Jin doesn't really want to close with Namjoon. But with Taekook, it's like Taekook always have to be together no matter how far the space between them. And they always find a way to be close to each other. Then, let's talk about the differences between Taekook and others members in BTS Festa 2020. Before photo shooting, BTS have to make a storyboard. And from these three pictures, all of you have already seen the differences between Taekook and others members, right? These three pictures is almost same with what happened in Army Calendar. This is Sope and this is Taekook. The difference space was almost same. Taekook always wild if they are together. Then this is Namjin and with their baby Mochi, and this is Taekook. The differences was really clear. With Sope, when Yoongi and Jihope need to talk, they didn't have to touch each other. They didn't have to close to each other. They even didn't look at each other.
그림을 잘 그려야지 뭔가
그쵸.
표현이 되는 거 아니야?
내가 생각하는 거를 똑같이 생각하는 사람이 무조건 있을 것 같아.
But with Taekook. When they talking, when they drawing, there's no space. Like, where's the space? Jungkook was just drawing, but Taehyung seems like so mesmerized, so weep when looking at Jungkook. Even they doing the same, Sophie and Taekook doing the same. They drawing the storyboard, but the differences was really clear. With Namjoon and their baby Mochi, they have the three of them in one text. Absolutely, that was so cramped, right? But the space between the three of them was, I think, normal. I think Jimin even didn't touch Jin or didn't touch Namjoon. But with Taekook, they just have the two of them, but they need to be really close. When talking and drawing, I think Jimin didn't want to touch Jin or Namjoon. But with Taekook, Jungkook was drawing, but Taehyung glued to Jungkook. It's so unmixed. The difference between Taekook and others was really clear. We all know that something like this was always happens to Taekook every time they are together. I call it one of unmixed Taekook things. Space is always the differences between Taekook and others. Like in these pictures, there's an empty seat between Yoongi and Jin, and there's also an empty seat beside Taehyung. But it seems like Taehyung didn't wanna take those empty seats beside him. He just to glue to Jungkook, and that's the differences between Taekook and others. They didn't wanna the space exist when they are together. Even in these pictures, Taekook was really glued to each other. They even make a really big gap between them and Yoongi. And this is always happen every time Taekook together. Talking about Taekook and space is always be unmixed scenes. Taekook always try to be together, even there is so many empty seats, or even there is no seat at all. Like in these pictures, there is an empty seat, an empty sofa right in front of Jin. There is an empty sofa right in front of Jungkook. There is an empty sofa beside Jin, but Jungkook didn't took all of them. He chose to sit in arm sofa beside Taehyung. It's really unmixing. There's a really empty sofa right in front of Jin, but he didn't took it. Jungkook didn't took it because he chose to sit in arms coach beside Taehyung. And this type of thing also happens when there's no set too. Like in this world, Jungkook was busy with his camera, so he didn't get his set. So he chose to cramp it himself. He chose to force himself between Taehyung and Yoongi. But the fact, between Yoongi and Namjoon there is a very big space. But Jungkook didn't take those space. Jungkook didn't take those seats. He chose to force himself between Yoongi and Taehyung. And another fact is there is no space left between Taehyung and Yoongi, but Jungkook made himself to sit between Taehyung and Yoongi, and that's a really unmixed scene because There is a really big space between Yoongi and Namjoon, but Jungkook chose to cram himself between Yoongi and Taehyung. The differences between Taekook and others was always clear if it's about the space. Every time Taekook together, it's like they built their own space. And everyone could see this clearly. And that's the differences between Taekook and others. Hope you like it. See you in another difference Taekook between others. Bye bye.